Hey, what's up? Have you ever wanted to get started as a group fitness instructor? Have you ever imagined yourself at the front of the class actually teaching those fitness classes that you love so much? Hi, my name is Holly Hireman, and I have been teaching group fitness since 2001. It's been a long journey, but so fun. I loved taking classes myself, and I just thought, heck, what a great way to make a little bit of extra money and get my workout at the same time. And hey, I have never in my entire life paid for a gym membership, and I am so proud of the fact. And there are some amazing clubs around here that I would love to be a member of, but I'm not going to unless I'm teaching a class there because I've made it this far without paying for a gym membership, and so I believe in doing that. So it's just another cool benefit of being a group fitness instructor. So here are some key things that you need to know before taking this journey. Now, a lot of people believe that you have to go to college or you have to take some extensive certification in order to get started as a group fitness instructor. And I am here to tell you that that is just not the case. I have done every part of group fitness, or actually every part of the fitness industry. So from personal training to, of course, teaching group fitness, which I love, corporate stuff. I've done pretty much, you name it, I've done it. Certified in multiple formats, as well as, of course, certified personal trainer. And I've got some general certifications in there too, as well as I did go to college for this field. I got a BS in kinesiology with an option in fitness. And that was because I was already, kind of on the journey, and I already loved fitness, and I just wanted to know how I could get more of that, right? And how I could have my own accountability in the process. So here are my few tips of getting started as a group fitness instructor. Number one, you need to know where you want to teach. That might sound so basic, but you know what? It wasn't something that I thought of right off the bat, but it is something that is going to be helpful. If you have in mind where you want to teach, that is going to help you know exactly what you need to get in order to start the hiring process. It is simpler than what you may think. Like I said before, you don't need a degree. You don't need to go to an extensive school or get a lot of training. You just need to know where to start. So that's number one. Know where you want to teach, right? So I would say, look around in the area that you have, maybe even look at the group fitness schedule that is provided for the clubs that you want to teach at, and see what they have on the schedule. So here's the deal. It's a lot easier to get hired at a club as a sub, okay? So just kind of coming in as somebody who can fill in where is needed. So it's going to help you know what classes they already offer on the schedule. So for instance, if you love turbo and you want to teach turbo kick, I wouldn't necessarily recommend going to a gym that doesn't have any turbo kick on their schedule. Yes, that could be an open market for you, and maybe you could implement that. But as a brand new instructor coming in, I highly recommend going to the or finding out what's currently on the schedule of the classes that you want to teach, and then from there you can see, okay, this is a good match. This has some formats that I am passionate about, that I would love to learn how to teach, and that's going to help you right there. That's number one. Number two is you will contact that club, and you're going to ask to speak with the person in charge of the group fitness programs, the group fitness manager, the person who's in charge of hiring, and just let them know that you're a new instructor, you are looking for some tips on getting hired there, and you would like to apply. So of course there's going to be an application process. Every gym's going to be a little bit different, but where you are going to, this is the key, you guys. You need to find out what certifications are required of you in order to teach at that facility. Now, almost every single facility that you go to, every single gym, they require at least a CPR certification. Almost. I'm going to say almost. Okay, so most of the time that is required a CPR certification. They usually do, like, now a lot of the gyms are requiring that that is a specific kind of CPR certification. So it has the AED, the defibrillator training in there, as well as some first aid. I'm not saying every gym. That's why I'm saying find out where you want to teach is step one. And then step two is to find out what you need, what certifications you need in order to get hired there. And here's just a tip for you, as somebody who's speed manager, and conducted a lot of interviews myself. I hired many people for Chalene Johnson's former company, Powder Blue Productions. What is really appealing to somebody that is potentially looking at you to be hired, right? So you're a potential employee. So when you're looking at your hopefully future manager, what's really appealing is that you know your stuff, that you know what you can, and you know enough about that company, that you've Googled it, that you've researched them, that maybe you even know and follow that particular person on social media. So you already have a little bit of a backstory, and just let them know, look, I want to make sure that when I apply, that I have all my ducks in a row. And so I'm just calling to see what types of certifications you require in order for me to apply, because I really want to work for your gym. So there's like a little side note, a little tip for you, because that is, gosh, when I interview people now with my company, I have a home-based business, but we are incorporated and we have 4 employees. And so when I interview people now, that's one thing that I ask. I'm like, oh, what do you know about our company? Because I want to see if they've actually done some research on who I am, what I do, etc. So that's a little tip for you. That is step number 2, right? So first you have to find out where you want to teach. The second thing is to get in touch or in contact with as close as you possibly can. Sometimes they're really busy. Please keep in mind that most of these managers, they could manage dozens of clubs, which means if every club has 50 instructors, do the math. They're very short on time. They are very, very, very busy people. So be short, be concise, and of course you want to just let them know that you want to come in with the best opportunity possible. So you want to make sure that all your ducks are in a row, and they're going to appreciate you for that. So most clubs do require a CPR certification. Another certification that many gyms require is a primary certification from a nationally recognized certifying body. What does that mean? A lot of gyms do also require a primary certification. So like, for instance, with AFA, okay, or ACE. And you can look up both of those organizations, and just look for their general primary group fitness certifications. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and get these certifications right off the bat. I'm telling you or I'm encouraging you rather, to be equipped on what you need to ask the director when you call. Number 1, do I need a CPR certification? Number 2, do I need a primary group fitness certification? A lot of times gyms will take a group fitness certification or a personal training certification, just to show that you have a little bit more foundation in form and technique. Basically, you're not going to injure your class. That's something that is really important. Doesn't matter if you've been taking group fitness for 20 years, you need that. For a lot of gyms, it didn't matter that I have a degree in kinesiology, and that's what I spent 4 years learning. I still needed to have a primary group fitness certification in order to work at those gyms. And that's okay. That's just what their requirements are. The third thing you will need, and this is probably bare minimum of what you need, is you need an actual certification in the formats you want to teach. So for instance, if it's a branded format, so for instance, Les Mills Body Pump, that's a branded format. Not anybody can just walk into a gym and teach body pump. They have to be certified in that format, and then they have to abide by the rules that Les Mills has set up for you to continue to be an instructor for body pump. Turbo Kick, PIO, Size, Country Heat. Gosh, you could name so many other certifications out there. Most of the time, you need a certification in that specific format, okay? Now, there are some exceptions to the rule. For instance, there are some clubs that offer just boot camp. So that's where you kind of make up your own stuff. You create your own music, you make up your own choreography, etc. But in a class like Turbo Kick, you can't make that up. You have to use the choreography. Same thing with PIO. That is a branded format. Yoga, that's one that is a little bit more touchy. Now, I teach yoga, But I will tell you that I have not done an official like 300-hour yoga certification. So I couldn't walk into a yoga studio and say, hey, I've been teaching yoga since 2002. Will you hire me? Because they won't. Because I don't have the qualifications. Doesn't matter that I have a kinesiology degree. I don't have the 300-hour yoga certification. Just like Pilates Reformer, I've never taken that certification. I couldn't go and teach that. Now, a club like 24 Hour Fitness, I do teach yoga at 24 Hour Fitness because it is modified for group fitness, and I've done several yoga certifications under AFA, and of course, I have my PIO certification as well. So that covers a multitude of things. But like I said, you have to know where you want to teach first in order to figure out what, or in order to figure out what you need in order to get hired at that location. Okay, so that's really important. That's something that most people don't know. They just start gathering up all these certifications without realizing, okay, but what's the end result? What do I want? What do I want to achieve? Where do I want to work? And then also you might want to find out how much they pay too. If that is something, okay, first of all, there are not many ways to make money in fitness. There are ways to make money in fitness. I will tell you that straight out, but it's hard. And there's not many ways to make really good money in fitness. But I will say, if that is something that you need, then definitely you need to look into that. Most gyms pay you about $20 an hour, which might sound okay. Keep in mind, you have to drive there. You have to do the workout. You have to drive home. Not only that, but you also have to practice your choreography. More than likely, you have to download your music. You have to figure out a lot of things. So all of a sudden, $20 an hour class, you're probably making like $5 an hour. So most group fitness instructors, we do this because we love it, because we like the feeling. I tell people that this is my hobby, and it totally is. Like, there are perks. Yes, I get paid. Yes, I have accountability of exercising. Yes, I get free gym memberships. But you know what? I don't do that for the money. I used to have to, back at a time when I was, not in a very good financial position. I had to teach before my full-time job, after my full-time job. So I was like teaching 2 classes a day every weekday, and then like 2 or 3 on Saturdays and 2 or 3 on Sundays. And that's a really, really easy way to burn out your body. So yes, that's like a good way to make money. You can make, you can kind of, make more money that way, but you have to remember that it will take a physical toll as well. So just keep those things in mind. But if finances is something that is something that you're aiming toward, then I am going to recommend that you look into corporate wellness programs. They tend to pay a little bit better, and maybe you can. It's a little bit easier, okay, as far as financial side of things, or maybe you want to work at a high-end gym. But most gyms, like big chains, they have a standard pay rate. That's it for everybody. That's kind of it. Doesn't matter what qualifications you come in at. But that's not a bad thing either, because I love teaching for the gyms I teach. I teach at 24 Hour Fitness. I teach at Total Woman right now. I have taught for LA Fitness, Valleys, Crunch. I know I'm forgetting some. I've even taught for colleges, UCI, as well as Cal State Long Beach. I've taught for many, many different locations. I love teaching for the large chains because there's always one like 5 minutes away. So it's a lot easier to pick up classes that way. Those are my tips for you guys. Number 1, figure out where you want to teach. Look at the schedule. See what classes they have to offer. And is that in line with the formats that you really love and want to teach? The second thing is figure out a creative way to get in touch with that group fitness supervisor, the manager, the person who's in charge of hiring. Oh, you probably want to find out if you need to audition as well. Most gyms will make sure that you audition these days. I think I've auditioned once in my life, but like I said, I've been in the industry for so long. But most gyms do require that you do a live audition with your group fitness supervisor. What else? And then the last thing was, oh yes, find out specifically from that group fitness supervisor what certifications you need, and ask them specifically, do I need CPR? Do I need that with an AED? Does it need to be with first aid? Is there a specific type of CPR certification that I need? Secondly, do I need a primary group fitness certification? So one from AFA or ACE or NASM. Find that out. Ask if you have a degree in in a fitness related degree, then ask if that suffices. Find that out. And then of course, you'll need to look into the formats that you want to teach. You're going to need to look into if you need a specialized certification for those. And most of the branded formats you do. Here's the cool thing about a branded format. They call them pre-choreographed formats. Okay. Like Turbo Kick, Pyo, all the Les Mills stuff, like, Les Mills Combat, Les Mills Pump, all that stuff, Body Pump. The cool thing is they create the class for you. All you have to do is learn it. And every class follows a formula, so it's really easy to learn the next one. They create the music, they create the choreography, they even show you, usually via video, how to do the choreography. I always recommend when you're first getting started, get started with a format like that, one that's branded, because it's going to be a lot easier than trying to make up your own choreography off the fly and come up with your own. So I want to thank you so much for taking time to watch this video today. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a beautiful day. Mwah. Bye-bye.